There's only two people that can save the Lakers right now.
Okay.
That's what we need. A Superwoman and Superman. Wait, you're not Superman no more. You gave that to the Greek freak.
Shaq, are you smizing in this picture?
Yes.
He's looking at the crime. You're clear.
That's
He's
a
not
nice
sure.
picture. I think I may have to get that blown up. Underdog, put that on the T-shirt.
Oh, man. Check it out. And you don't think he's getting ready. Look at that defense.
The black Steph Curry. That's one for one. Yeah, that's my first shot I took, right?
That was your first shot?
Oh, yeah, that was my first shot right there.
Yeah, way to knock it down on the
Underdog,
Let me
put
take
that
down
on
my
the T-shirt.
Instagram post.
Yeah. Hours later.
Take down.
Candace,
All them
welcome
bricks.
to Players Only. That's right, this is the post-game show presented by Kia. I'm Chris Webber. We got Shaquille O'Neal, we got Candace Parker, and we got LA's finest, that's right, Baron Davis. Let's get right to it. Out to Indiana where LeBron, he's back in the lineup. And he's just gonna calmly hit a three from out there in Curry land. Bang, that's what he does. He knocks it down, but check it out. Miles Turner and Indiana. Oh, hell yeah. They came ready to play tonight. That looked like an offensive foul, but a great pass anyway.
Well, that's bully ball.
Okay, bully ball, that's good. Knock it down.
Stojakovic.
Yak, that's right. He's a Vic, all right. And how about this?
Is that a 30-piece in the second quarter?
Turner up, yes. Indiana went on a 23-4 run. Now, with this three-pointer, LeBron, welcome to the 32,000-point club. That's right. Oh, man, he'll dunk on you, too.
Wow.
That's right, 10 points. He has 32,000, just the fifth human on the planet Earth. The round planet to do that.
Good pass.
Good pass. And,
Hibbert-ish.
Nah, give me that shot.
Look like my boy Roy out there. What's up, Roy?
Roy Hibbert is somewhere like, yeah, what up, Shaq? Way to give me the shout out. Block shot right there on Kuzma. Oh, yeah, and on the other end, he denies, and this time he says, yeah, I'm going to dunk it in 1993, raise the roof.
Oh, good pass.
Oh, yeah, good pass. They got to give a push in the back right there. And Indiana, man, they just dominated. How about this? This was LeBron James' worst loss of his career. That's 42 points, only 6 shy of the Lakers franchise worst.
I know it hurt, Bron. I know it
48, yeah. I know he's saying, man, I knew I could get into that club of 5 or 32,000, but I did not want to be in this. Getting a loss tonight, he almost had a triple-double in limited time. You see what Ingram did there. And after the game, we caught up with LeBron to ask him how the rumors are affecting his teammates in the locker room.
We have a lot of guys that's been in trade talks the last couple of weeks that's never been in that position before. So you have to ask those guys and you know, how they're dealing with it. You can't really ask me. I've never, been a part of that, but I've been a part of teammates. You know, I know it has to be tough on a lot of our guys, especially our young guys. Right now they've just never been a part of it, and and they're hearing it every single day. And I know that the worst thing that you can do right now is be on social media. And I know all young guys love social media, so that definitely can't help.
You just heard LeBron there, and we'll get to the comments in a second. They never led throughout this game. How about this? They were outscored by 45.
45.
From the three-point line. 32, 45, 26, 20, yeah. And they were outscored 33-6 in points off turnovers. BD, you just heard LeBron James and talk about kind of the trade or talk about the rumors of the trade and how it affects these young guys. What do you think?
I'm in the locker room like this, dude. I'm dodging all media. I think it's tough, right? So being a young guy, first, second year in the league, come to the Lakers. Oh, we got LeBron. Everything is great. You're in playoff position, first part of the year, everything's looking good. Then all of a sudden, like, your name started popping up on the internet.
You the problem.
You don't want it to. And so now your life is spent. You spend your life, like he's saying, you spend your life in these phones, right? And so now every comment, everything that is saying is going to affect your daily routine. That's how you work out. That's your dedication to the team. And I think right now for the Lakers, they had a good thing going. They had some promise. They had something to look forward to. I think with all this hoopla and social media and trade talks, that it's messing up the chemistry and the foundation that they want to establish to get people to come to LA and play for the Lakers again.
Candace, you're still playing it, and when I played, it really wasn't a lot of social media, and I'm happy for that. I think it could have benefited the players at that time a lot more, but again, I wouldn't want the distraction of teammates coming in the locker room at halftime looking at their phones. I'm not used to that. I know that happens in locker rooms. What would be your advice to the young guys to stay off the phone? Can they? And being the leader of your team, how do you think it's going to affect guys on this team?
Well, I think Luke Walton said they had an issue after the last game where they got into it as a team and it was addressed. So I think to avoid it and to not talk about it makes things worse. Social media is there. You're going to hear things. You get alerts on your phone. And if you haven't, you've been living under a rock. So I think it's just about addressing it and trying to move forward. I mean, obviously tonight you could tell nobody's energy was the right way. From the coaching staff all the way down to the last player on the bench. And you can't have that, because what if this trade doesn't go through? Then what happens the rest of the year?
And Shaq, let me ask you, because you said earlier, and rightfully so, that if a player didn't get you the ball, you're going at him at halftime and you're talking to him now. When you've been that leader and still been like, I need the ball, have you also been the guy to say, hey, don't worry about trades, or we can't think about that right now? How's it been in situations when you've seen guys kind of get shaky from that?
Well, fortunately, whenever trade talks were coming down, I had the power to say yes or no for a long period of my career. But I've always noticed, and I've always said to myself, if it's something you can't control, don't worry about it. We all had kids, we all had dreams of kids being in the NBA. You're in the NBA now. We want to play well, get new contracts, make money, take care of our family. Listen, if they got you up for trade talks, go to New Orleans, take it personal, because to me, when you get traded, they're saying that you're not good enough. We know you're good enough, but they're saying you're not good enough. So when you get to a new team, shine. When you shine, you get a new contract, you get new money, mama get a new house, everything's good. So things you can't control, you shouldn't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Your name comes up, it comes up. Obviously they want to go for the big name, because you got to understand, being in LA, we want to win now.
Yeah.
We're not waiting. We want to win now. We got LeBron, the best player in the game. We got a chance to get AD. We want to do that now. We're not used to being 27 and 27 going into the All-Star break. So they want to win now. So my advice to the young players, don't even worry about it. Go somewhere else, get your money, get your mama a new house. That's what it's all about. It ain't about nothing else.
You just made a good point, and what would be your advice to a guy like LeBron? And I know, he doesn't necessarily need advice. He's a winner. He's done it everywhere. But when you went to L.A., I'm sure you had that same pressure that I'm going to come here and win us one. Is there anything that you would tell him in this moment? He has 4 years there. He wants to win the championship. Anything you would tell him about patience or no patience, a sense of urgency? What would you say?
Ever since I've known LeBron, since 17 years old, he wanted to be the best player in the game. I had a taste of winning in Miami, went back home. I helped Cleveland win after a 50-year drought. So he's used to winning. He wants that. Been to the finals 8, 9 times in a row, so he understands what it takes to win. He wants to continue to win. He wants his name up there with Mike and Kobe and all the greats. So I don't blame him either, because I would have been the same way. Hey, give me some guys that can play. I want to win right now, because it's not fun when you're losing and people are talking about you, especially when you're used to winning. So again, my advice to all the young fellas: don't worry about it. Go somewhere else, get your money,
and it's
get a new contract.
long league.
Sorry to cut you off, because with this collective bargaining agreement, these young fellas getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah,
There ain't nothing to complain
That's
about.
exactly what I was going to say. It's a long league, and you never know where your career will end.
We got bums
So
making
stick
30
to it.
million. We got bums making 30 million.
They can't. And
I
my
ain't gonna call nobody out, but I'm just saying they're making 30 million. Get your money, young fellas. Don't even worry about it.
and my advice within that would be, and I think we all have to go through that in life, but social media makes it worse, is you don't listen to critics, especially those that can't dribble a rock. I don't care what you say to me about my life or career. If you can't do what I do, I really don't have anything for you. So I would say to those guys like Ingram, Kuzma, guys that are still working their way up and building their resume, really don't pay attention to the love or to the hate, because really no one can do anything for you but your teammates, or really you in that off season. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys handle it.
And to add off, for some players, they play better in a smaller market.
Yep.
Everybody can't play in L.A., Miami, and Boston, all that. So if you get to a smaller market where there ain't that much going on, now you can really focus on your game. And then every 2-3 years, you get to call your shot. So don't even worry about it. I got traded 6 times. You think I gave it to him?
You got traded 6 times?
I sure did.
That's a big trade. Hey, we got AI in the building. You know he had Gary. How about Kawhi Leonard? That's right, him and Embiid, 2 of the top scorers in the East. with Danny Green. He's going to start off by getting it to Kawhi for the three-pointer. Did y'all know Anunoby was an OG?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's his name.
OG.
Yeah, he get it to Ibaka for the dunk. Kyle Lowry, how about him? He was 5 for 9 from three-pointers tonight. He was killing. He hits another three-pointer right there. But Ibaka, Big Shaq, I know you said earlier that you wanted to see him in the paint doing his things. He had 20-10 tonight. I know you like that.
I like his game. It reminds me of Horace Grant. You know, his first couple years, I didn't want him shooting that jumper, but he's been practicing it, perfecting it. He can also step out to the three. I actually like his game.
And I love Ben Simmons' game as well. Been seeing him dominate in the post a lot lately. How about Jimmy Buckets getting it in for the layup? And you know Kawhi Leonard, that's what he does. Got the steal and then the beautiful pass to Powell and Candace. You really like this Toronto team, especially when they're moving in the floor of the offense.
Well, that first unit has moved the ball extremely well, ran in
got 'em.
position when they can, and
Okay,
obviously
C-Web.
Kawhi's head of the snake.
Okay, C-Web.
Hey, I'll take that. Embiid, I love his game, especially
Big
right here.
C-Web.
Want to see the step back?
Oh,
Yeah, don't do him like that, Embiid.
That's on the guard, too.
With the
forward.
fadeaway
That's on the forward,
jumper.
too.
How about that? Under 3 minutes left. 8
That was
down.
a controversial call.
This is a
I didn't like that call, bro.
Yeah, you don't think that
I
was a
didn't like
kick in
that.
the leg?
No, look at his momentum.
It's not off.
And he didn't kick.
Yeah, he didn't kick.
I don't think so. That was natural motion.
That hurt. Under 3 minutes, down 8.
Reggie
That's
Miller
what
got
the call was.
18,000 points doing that exact same thing.
Exactly. How about this? The end of the game, Ibaka. He's going to find Siakam. That's right.
Yeah,
Candace
that's
told you
fast,
about that man Siakam before the game. How good he was. 119 to 107. Kyle Lowry, Ibaka,
13. Ooh,
and Leonard. All of them had 20. And Embiid.
that's CWLN right there. Chris Webber-like number.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Shaq. Now let's get out to Portland. D-Wade, that's right. The old man is in the building, but he still has game. Don't test him. And you guys know it's Damian Lillard time at all times. How about
Barbecue chicken alert down there.
Don't shake.
Hey, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all know what two guard has the most blocks ever in the league?
Yeah, D-Wade.
Nah, it was Jordan. I was
Jordan,
wrong
yeah.
earlier. Yeah. D-Wade number 2.
Jake Lyman.
You just set us up.
Yeah, I was
Set us up
trying
for
to,
that one.
because I was wrong earlier. How about that? Y'all know who got the
do
most
that.
three-pointers as a two guard? I don't know. Okay, off to the highlights again.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the Heat. They're attacking the basket, getting dunks, going back up. Portland, though. Portland trying to make a case for it, but D-Wade, that's that old Flash. That's when Shaq gave him that nickname back in the day, out to the third. You guys want to see a little bit more? How about the floating dunk?
On White side, that's all you gotta do.
Yeah, Whiteside, you told him to get in the
Pick and
painted
roll.
area.
Oh, I see you.
Oh, yeah,
That's what the
Wade
bank
with
is
the
over.
float on. You know D-Wade's going to give y'all something on the last tour.
Fade away on the bench. Right on the bench.
From the home of another great two-guard, Clyde Drexler. He's trying to go to work.
Oh, right back at you.
Oh, the alley. Oh, that's when you just dunk and keep your head down and go out of bounds just like that. How about McCullough?
Oh.
30
is a good
points
game.
back to back.
Ooh.
Yeah, McCollum got hot down the stretch.
My only issue with Portland is when it comes down to the end of the game, they can't get the easy bucket. Everything is a jumper or a three or a step back. They never get easy buckets down the stretch. As you see, what Miami is doing, you got to get points in the paint, and they don't do that.
C-Web. Okay.
And I think you're right, BD. And what's crazy is that we saw in the playoffs last year, if you face guard Damian Lillard and CJ and you try to make other people score, that's what they get into. Because I wonder all season, how does Portland win like this with this record during the regular season? It's incredible with the players that they have, but you're right, that usually comes out.
Yeah, in the playoffs, you know, that intensity comes up, and then, it's mano a mano. So they checking Lillard, they checking McCullough, and forcing everybody else to do something. And Portland is not a team that lives in the paint, and so their guards don't get to the paint. So in the playoffs, it's tough to make them jumpers when somebody got a hand in your face every time.
Yeah, and you're getting face guarded. But check this out. Look at that picture on the
need that
pink. You
pink
got to look at
shirt,
that face. That has to be a meme. Like, what are you thinking? But hey, check out what D-Wade did. He and the Bleacher Report, they sent us some cool, some fresh gear. That's right, the collection came out today, and you can get some too. Just go to Wade World, that's right, Wade World Tour. It's theworldtour.com. For more information, just go there and check it out. Thanks, D-Wade. We appreciate it. You too, Bleacher Report.
I'm not saying thank you
say
for that.
no?
Yeah, I didn't get my
You
shirt
say that
yet.
5 times?
Oh, you know what?
I didn't get my shirt.
I stuttered the first time. Hey, you know what? TK got all this
Wait,
stuff.
where my shirt at?
World Tour, World Tour.
Wayward Tour. Wayward Tour. Wayward Tour. Players only. Wayward Tour.
We're world tour.
Welcome back to Players Only on TNT. Now, All-Star Weekend is coming up. Make sure you check out the first ever televised All-Star Draft on Thursday at 7 p.m. on TNT. And you can play Who You Got, presented by Brand Jordan. Now, if you know the answer, tell me, because all of us together can get some pretty good gear. You just have to guess correctly on how LeBron and the Greek Freak will draft their teams. Now, you have a chance to win all sorts of good stuff from Jordan Brand. Check it out at allstarwhoyougot.com. Let's get out to OKC, where, that's right, this man right here, Amadou Diallo, he's going to be in a dunk contest.
Oh, look at
This
this
man who
little
was in the dunk contest, he's going to shoot the nice floater off the glass, Shaq.
Look like a little guard out there. He's definitely working on his game in the summer.
Yeah, Lord.
He's this year, but a couple years he's gonna be a dangerous player.
And he's dangerous right now because he's on the island out there against Westbrook and no help defense.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
Move your hand, big fella. Stay with
That's
him.
not a carry, Candace. That's not a carry, Candace.
Headbutts it.
How about Gordon? 18 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds. A little bit more. You know that man.
So smooth.
Itachi.
Hits the three. How about this? Dennis Schroeder, he's been so great off the bench. And BD, you were saying that you like this game because he keeps the same energy, I believe, that OKC has when they have Westbrook out on the floor.
Yeah, you know, having somebody like Schroeder pushing that second unit and, you know, pushing that first pace, he's a defender. And, you know, he reminds me of Rondo.
You see that last
younger
play?
version of Rondo.
You see that last play? Big man just running the floor again from a guard. There's 2 points right there.
That's all you got to do.
All you
And
gotta do, big guys right
Work
there.
the big guy.
that's it. Let
order.
Stevens go up and get the ball. How about George, though? He had 39 points tonight, 8 rebounds,
Man, he
3
been on it.
steals.
Yikes.
To OKC, just doing so well. Looks like PG is fitting in there, huh, Cleopatra?
PG has fit in. He fit in last year, but I think Russell is really doing a good job of taking that facilitating role
Yeah.
and letting PG have the reins down the stretch.
Look how crazy this is now. There's been 4 guys that have consecutive games with the triple-double in NBA history. Westbrook has had 7, 3 different times. That's just in 3 different years. That's just
crazy.
ridiculous,
That's
right?
crazy.
Oh man,
That-
especially when
yeah.
you look at what he puts on his body, the rebound and everything else. And how about this? Kimba, he's an all-star. That's right. He's gonna play in front of the home crowd.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's Malik.
slide on him then, Malik.
Yeah, that's Malik.
Slide on him.
That's right. Can you see a little replay? Okay, you're gonna stay on that side. The left-hand floater and Shaq. Do you see any Kenny Anderson in Kimba's game?
I
Who do you
actually
see?
do. You know, all those guys from New York have that similar type handle. He definitely has a great handle. That was a good call, Kenny Anderson.
Yeah.
Shout out
The
to Kenny
jumper,
Anderson.
though.
He's
Yeah,
coaching now, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's what makes him so deadly.
Yeah, definitely. One of the few that has it on the string, can lay it up and hit you with the jumper. Tobias Harris, he's been balling the last couple of years, and he
Should
is
have been an all-star.
All-star
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Should've been
18
Should've been
points
in there.
at the half. Jeremy Lamb, he's going to be part of the new group, the Floaters, because he just got the
Float on.
float on. One more. Let me see if he can do it off the jump shot.
Oh, Chico taught him that move right there.
Oh, yeah. One bullet Chico.
That's the Chico step back right there.
Oh, Lamb.
Get that out of here.
Oh! How about that? Miles Bridges, he's in the dunk contest, but tonight,
Invitation revoked.
no dunk for you. And Sweet Lou Williams.
That's just not a good matchup.
Professional MF scorer. MF stands for most frequently.
There we go. He scores all the time. Well, and these highlights are proof from deep. And I think, you know, he
One of the best closers.
Palmer
To me,
travels? He traveled.
Oh, yeah, he traveled
He
with
got
the team.
billions. He paid $2 billion for the team. He better travel with us.
He shouldn't watch it on his private TV.
Not only does he travel, boy, he travels nice.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Tobias. That's right. He just wants to finish it off, but he finished off with 34 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Now check it out.
Oh,
Marvin
DB,
Williams
DB.
for the win.
No way.
DB.
You think that was the play?
No, it wasn't.
Whatever it was,
He tried to
He
pull
he
it.
didn't look like he was trying to score.
Just
He's
pulled a
supposed to
Shaq.
catch it,
You pulled a
and-
Shaq from earlier.
Oh, yeah, Shaq, yeah. He just
didn't
gonna
run the
steal the
play?
ball from Penny and shoot the 3 and call glass. How about that? The Clippers, they just stay above
Kimba.
500. What a good coaching job Doc Rivers is doing over there. Yeah, getting the win by 2. And you want to trade him, huh, BD? You think
Man, I
Marcus
think-
Gasol helped somebody win a chip.
Man, I think Marc Gasol can be an integral piece of a lot of teams that are, you know, in that 4 to 8 range in the playoff seed. You got a guy who can play inside, who can
Thank
do a
you.
lot of things, and
Thank you.
he's a veteran leader. You know.
Thank you.
Shaq, I guess you're not saying thank you to BD, but
No.
thank you because you want Towns to
Are you
start being
saying thank
aggressive.
you to Wiggins, Shaq?
Just stop it.
Hey, let's not forget about Mike Conley. Can we just talk about this?
Oh, yeah. Now, where did you want to see Mike Conley go? Or where it could be a good place? You don't want to see
I
him go there.
mean, I don't want to see him go, but if you have to trade him, I mean, there were talks with Toronto, there were talks with Utah. I think he could help both teams.
You like those teams. Toronto.
Toronto?
The fans are out there like, yes, we can get him. You just got everybody geeked up for no reason in Toronto. Queen
For no
Nefertiti. Like you're going there, but no, I'm with you. I think it'll be great if he went there. And Memphis,
Okay,
they're just
young
trying to
Ivan Rabb.
stay in the game. Right, Ivan Robin, how about
step
this?
back.
Sorry.
Got him. Hawk.
He knocks it down, and then your boy, you want some more thank you, Shaq? Anthony Towns. He says, I got you. I'll be aggressive inside. Now,
Get the knees up, though. You gotta get the knees up.
game time. Mike
Oh,
Conley.
yeah, mama.
Put the brakes on.
And,
Oh, Justin Holiday gets the rebound with .1 on the clock. Game losses.
Hey, man, Conley shook the mess out of Tyler.
Like it was just
Yeah.
ice on.
Hey,
the
man,
floor.
let's go to the store. Like, oh, I gotta go get my money first. Can we show that?
Wait, what do you mean? How good? How's
Hey, man, let's go to the store. Hold on, man, I gotta go get my money. Y'all go ahead without me.
Step back.
I wish he would have made that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
made that one. Woo.
Oh, man, I would have
He
probably.
was so wide open
probably
on
went
that.
viral.
Memphis 108 to 106. And so I know we talked a little bit about the trades, but you know, when you talked about Gasol in the back, you know, and that's why I love that we can talk together about it. Because sometimes somebody says something like, I don't know. But you were saying Gasol, and really, can you kind of go through maybe what teams you would think? Because this doesn't seem to be a big man's game, but he can't shoot the three.
Yeah, I think that looking at someone like the Clippers, the Lakers, the reason why I was saying the Lakers, because the Lakers still need a playmaker, right? If you're going to make trades or you're going to keep the young guys, somebody like Marc Gasol plays in the middle. He can pass the ball, he shoot the three, he can get a bucket if you do throw the ball inside. And then on the defensive end, you got another leader out there that can anchor you. Don't forget, he was the defensive player of the year maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And I think that he's starting to get bored in Memphis. So somebody like that, it's almost like when the Lakers got Pau Gasol, right? When it was like, oh man, like where did he come from? You know, I think it's the same opportunity for a team in the playoff hunt that could use an anchor and a playmaker in the middle.
And Shaq, when you look at teams like, say, a Memphis that may not make it, but they have young talent there, do you like seeing coaches kind of put the young talent in the fire and just say, we're going to learn and get you guys better? Or do you want to even see maybe veterans come over, even if they don't make the playoffs, but to help those young guys?
I mean, they do have 2 solid veterans in Conley and Gasol. So, you know, putting the young guys in there wouldn't hurt them. You know, young guys could, you know, learn a lot from them. A lot of times when you got young, energetic guys as an old veteran, they do most of your work. Like if you know, Conley, you break a guy down, kick it to a shooter, he hit the shot for you, it could help you. But hasn't really worked out for those guys. So those names have, you know, come up in trade rumors, and I just hope they get traded to contenders.
And Candace, how long did it take you to train the cheetahs that sit at your throne? Side of your throne?
C-Web, so you mad about last week in your sweater, huh?
Oh, no.
Mad about I'm just saying, you mad about last week in your
No,
sweater?
Queen.
Bring it back to my team.
Queen.
No. See, this man
They
took a
obviously
cookie.
weren't
He
trades
stole the cookie.
because you stole my cookie. So
That's a
I'm
compliment,
mad.
Queen. You look beautiful tonight.
Thank you very much,
Yes.
but I still am angry.
I didn't eat your
I'm
cookie.
still mad. Yes, I saw it on television.
Did you see me?
Yes.
No, you just saw cookie residue on my
Bitter
teeth, but
'cause
you
you're
didn't see me eat the cookie.
Bitter. Somebody took your cookie.
You know, I ate your cookies.
Talking about
Anyway, back
me
to
sweating in the
basketball.
studio with my turtleneck. Trying to bring it back up, hurt my feelings.
You're supposed to have my back.
This man ate your cookie.
Here.
That's what you should be
Barry.
mad at.
Roll the
You didn't
camera.
know.
Bernie Mac, you got some cookies and milk? You got some milk and cookies?
Come downstairs. But look, I mean, you look beautiful there. You train those cheetahs and everything. How long you had?
You got some milk and cookies?
She bad.
Him downstairs.
There may very well be no athlete more important in American sports And Jackie Robinson. His breaking of the baseball color barrier in 1947 was one of the most influential events in the nation's history. Everybody knows Jackie Robinson for his Hall of Fame baseball career, but many who knew him best think that hoops may have been his best sport. On February 10th, Beyond the Paint on NBA TV has a can't-miss show about that and more. Here's a preview.
To answer the question of how good Jackie was at basketball, it's my strong opinion that that was his best sport.
Mac Robinson used to say my brother was lightning quick. And maybe he would have developed a crossover and broke somebody's ankle.
He was a leaper, he was a rebounder, he was a ball handler, he was a scorer inside, he could shoot from outside. You know, just an all-around game.
And if you read in the yearbooks, as a basketball player, they describe him as being very quick, fast, a good defensive player, and a scorer.
He lettered in 4 sports at UCLA. He is still the leader in yards per carry from scrimmage in football. And he lettered in football, track and field, baseball, and basketball. Yeah, he was Bo Jackson before Bo Jackson.
My dad was not one to boast. My dad wasn't like that, but I did have a trophy room in our house. So I sort of understood his multiple sports by the types of trophies we had. So we had a basketball one. We had his football cleat, which was bronzed. So that's kind of how I learned about his other sports.
This is from the Cleveland Call and Post, which is an African-American newspaper from 1946. Robinson, who was outstanding in 4 sports at UCLA, has this year made the transition from baseball to basketball without the slightest hitch. And with more than a dozen pro games under his belt, is destined to be one of the game's outstanding forwards.
Can't wait to check that out. Now, how about this? Another groundbreaker.
Oh, give me that.
Oh, yeah. You know this man right there. And if you don't,
Best big man ever.
oh, yeah, you should know him right there. How about this? He had a career high. That's right, a career high. 51 rebounds. Now, Jack, you had a career high 28. Candace, 20. I see you out there. BD, you 12 for the guards. You was up there doing your thing. How about this, though? No, I'm
Career
saying,
high BD 12.
I'm saying, but he had like 50 assists and all that. Man, it wasn't like that, man. Let's get out here, man. Jason Tatum, man, too. He jumped shot.
Shaq 23.
Candace, 20. He's a guard, man.
12.
He got the most assists up here, I guarantee it, man.
For the guard.
Hey, we out here with the Celtics. We
give me
got
that.
one good team, one
Give me
bad
something
team.
with that.
Okay. Dominique
Flex
Windmill,
on.
86 in the game. Celtics defense again. Brown.
Is it me or they look pretty? Is it me or do they look pretty good without Kyrie?
Ooh, I think at times they do look good without Kyrie, but I think it could be fool's gold when you get into those playoffs and you need maybe one of the most clutch players ever. But
And they're playing the Cavs.
and they're playing the Cavs.
Keep that in perspective.
So what you say about the Cavs?
I'm just simply stating a fact that they're playing them.
Oh, okay. You said, and they playing the Cavs. How about this Sexton? He's
way to
playing
follow
as
your
tough as
shot.
he
Huh?
can.
Man, that kid got a motor, man. He got a bright future.
Yeah, he plays with a lot of heart. And how about this?
Who that in the
Burks.
post?
That's Burks. He's going to spin and hit Jimmy. And on the other time, you want some of that? You want to step back, Tatum.
Older, actually.
That's right. He repays him, and Gordon Hayward says,
Euro.
y'all must have forgot. He still has game and can get to the paint. Marcus Smart. He knocks down a three-pointer. Scored 99-91. And how about Jason Tatum? Just for good measure. Ball movement. Rozier finds him. Pump fake and the finish. Boston finishes with the lead. Final score 103-96. C's. Good if you're a Celtics fan to see Gordon Hayward again. 9 for 14.
Baron, I got this tape. I got this tape for you. Make you feel a lot better.
Get him, BD! You ain't gonna show your breastises after it, though, BD.
I'm sorry.
You ain't gonna show me, D. Get in my belly. Get in my belly. Hey, I know that felt good,
Oh,
BD.
man.
Oh, man. How about this? Dennis Smith Jr. said the only thing he mad about the trade is that he don't get to play against Dallas this year. I like hearing talk like that. Can't wait to see that next year. Blake inside with the jump hook. And we're just going to see a lot of Blake inside, Big Shaq. And Pistons don't seem like they could make the playoffs, but with him and Andre Drummond inside, you know they're going to go to work in the paint.
Listen, when he could play inside and outside, the game is pretty good. You thought the Pistons would have a better record, but
I mean,
Blake is supposed to deal with. Who's that?
Oh, that's Mitchell Robinson.
Boy.
Oh, yeah,
That's
he
who he
gets
is for the strong finish. How about Stanley
Good
Johnson?
pass.
He sneaks one in there. He gets it to Reggie Bullock. Halftime, 51-43 now. Dennis
Ooh.
Smith Jr.
I see it, D.
Take the
Oh,
contact and
also-
hang in the air. You want some more Dennis Smith?
I like what the Knicks got, man, with these young dudes. I think they're gonna be all right. I think they got a future with Knox and, you know, now having Dennis Smith Jr. You know, you got something you can build around. Even if you keep DeAndre there,
Oh,
you got a
spin move.
better ankle.
Yeah, you got a guard with the motor. You got a big fella that's one of the top leaguers in rebounding and definitely can play in defense. And maybe that'll be something to spark that crowd. But Fizz is like, I know we got him, but the scoreboard can't be right. We can't just keep losing. But Detroit, they walk away with a 13-point victory. How about that? Another double-double for Drummond. Reggie Jackson, he gets in 19 points, only 8 rebounds right there for Jordan. So when you see the New York, if you want to talk a little bit more, BD, because, you know, when you listen to the fans or maybe people on social media, it's the end of the world because they lost Kristaps Porzingis. We know Kristaps had a great season and a half there, but Dennis Smith Jr. seems like we still haven't seen his whole potential yet.
Not at all. And I think that, you know, over in Dallas, everything was pushing towards Luka, and they had a lot of veterans, so that's a lot more shots. I think somebody like Dennis Smith Jr. with his game in New York gives the fans something to look forward to. When you see what Knox was doing when Porzingis was out, you know, New York fans want hope, right? They want a show, they want people to play hard, and they want hope. And I think the stage is set for somebody like Dennis Smith Jr. to establish himself as one of the young and upcoming guards, elite guards, with the Knicks as they grow with a young unit.
Candace, you think it'll be hard for these young guys after getting traded to go to a place like New York where the fans embrace you, but they also know the game? They're used to losing and they kind of want to see winning right away. What do you think that transition will be like for those kids going to that team?
I think it's going to be a good transition for Dennis Smith Jr. if they attract a big-time free agent. And, I mean, there's no secret. I mean, Porzingis wanted to leave. He got traded. They're clearing cap space. And Scott Perry and KD do have a past relationship from Seattle. So I do think that that's in the works, similar to kind of like a Miami type of clear the cap way, and you know a superstar is going to come. So I think, honestly, he'll have great growth with another superstar.
Shaq, whether you're Embiid, whether you are Blake Griffin, whether you are the big Shaq, is it better to have a power forward that's a Horace Grant type that shoots the ball and gives you space, or for a guy like Blake, is it better to have a guy that leads the league in double-doubles like an Andre Drummond, or do they get in each other's way?
You know, for me, it was better to have a guy that could hit that 15-footer when I get double. It was a guy that could also rebound, so if he got the rebound, I would try to run down the court. Even though it's, you know, you got Drummond and Blake, I would have to say Blake is the 5 and Drummond be the 4. You rebound, you play defense, you block shots. I'll score in the middle, stay on the outside, they double me, dive to the basket. I think it can work. It hasn't worked so far, but I definitely think it can work.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think it can work if they get those shooters around and that spacing. Well, we got lots more to come up on the Players Only post game presented by Kia. But first, grab your headsets and watch NBA on TV. Games in VR. That's right, VR. Check it out. Watch the Lakers and the Celtics via the NBA on TNT VR app. That's Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Go to NBA.com/NBA on TV VR for more information. We'll be right back. Players Only, baby. Welcome back. Now, check this out. The Kia Player of the Month. Now, we know with Houston what this man Harden has done. I mean, 27-plus games. I mean, just continue counting of games over 30-plus points. And, Shaq, I know you can respect the 49% field goals while close to averaging 30 points from the big fella. That's what you like seeing. Those are SNL.
Oh, yeah.
SLN, right? All right. Shaq-like numbers.
28 and 10 to be a dominant big man in this league.
There it is with the assist, too. And how about the Rookie of the Month, fellas? And how about this? These guys were traded for each other when you talk about the rookies, and it seems like it's never really a trade that works out for both teams when something happens or when you trade a team or trade a player, but it seems like both teams are definitely flourishing by having these two young point guards at the helm, BD.
Yeah, you know, Luka is a superstar. You know, he has all the superstar tendencies, and he's a great playmaker. And I think with both of these rookies, they're just great playmakers and, you know, the lead guards for their team. So when you put the ball in their hands, great things are going to happen, and you can trust these guys.
Candace, did you think that Trae Young was going to average 7 assists? Because I didn't. I knew he could shoot, but I didn't know he could pass it like that.
No, I think that's the thing, and people forget that he led the nation in scoring in college as well as assists. So we knew he had great court vision, but in the NBA, it's a different story. 7.2, that's really good for a starting point guard at any level.
You know, both teams, both GMs, and both city got the men that they were looking for in that trade. Now, it's hard to believe, but it's been almost 3.5 years since our pal Flip Saunders passed away after a battle with cancer. The former T-Wolves coach was only 60 years old. Flip's son, Ryan, well, he's now the head coach of the team. Kevin Garnett in Area 21 recently visited Minnesota and sat down with Ryan, Andrew Wiggins, and Karl Anthony Towns. Here's another edition of Area 21, sponsored by Metro T-Mobile.
It's your boy, we back in Minnesota. Got to catch up with my dogs. Being back here in Minnesota is always cool to come back here. It always feels like the first time. When I first got to Minnesota, Vlade Divac was standing in this corner smoking a cigarette. This fire, though. Yeah. Yeah, this is fire. Round table. Place I came a long way, yo, straight up. It's nice to see they now put some memorabilia up, you know what I'm saying? Some memories. Anything you do, man, is about tradition. You know, that's all it is. Thank y'all for taking this time. Sounds super weird for me to say some crap like that, right? I went down to Philly and talked to JB, man. You know, I talked to Jimmy. Said he didn't have any beef with y'all or none of that. You and Cat got a good relationship, man? Y'all still cool?
I'm cool with Cat. I'm cool with Wiggs. Like, everybody wanted to paint a picture that we had problems with one another. Right. We was good.
There's no beef or anything like that, you know.
That's good.
And he's in Philly. He's doing his thing over there, liking it. We're liking it over here.
Y'all went to go play there, too, right? What was that, playing, seeing him on the other side? Yeah, y'all got smacked. What was that, man?
Too much emotion.
A lot of emotion in that game?
Too much emotion. We went in there with a mindset of, instead of winning, which is always should be the focus, we kind of went in there with like, oh, we want to go show something, which it doesn't work out in this league.
Cat's playing out of his mind. Congratulations, you know, to the All-Star with him.
Karl Anthony Towns is the final reserve. Second straight appearance in his 4th season.
First off, who goes to the movies with their parents, man? Like, man,
Stop it.
Oh, that was
Stop it, you know? When I saw it with my own eyes and saw it happen, you know, I've been putting emotions and feelings into a box for a while. That moment came up and it's just like the box opened up, they shook it. And just to see me rewarded not only by the fans, but the coaches, the people who have to game plan against me every day and say, you know, he deserves to be in there. That's what really means a lot.
It happened to Cat, hoping that, you know, it's motivating Wiggs to join him one day or to at least light a fire under his ass or something. I'm mad at you, though. You know why I'm mad at you, right? Yeah, we're going to talk about it. When we going to be an all-star, dog? When we get an all-star? Real talk. Cat, you can go now. Right. When you doing all-star?
Next year is a motivation for it.
Really?
Yeah, next year. That's what I'm aiming towards.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. You already, I can see it in your face. You came up to me like, yo, you already knew what I was on, right?
You knew. I'm gonna be from next year. I'm gonna be from next year.
Because you part of this wave, bro. Talk about the new energy in here with Ryan being in here. His dad was a young coach when I came in. Do you sense a different way of coaching from him, obviously from him and Tim?
Yeah, it's more of like, Ryan's kind of more of like a father that says it very lightly, but he more sounds disappointed, and you never want to disappoint your father. Right. So it kind of gives you a different drive.
Ryan Saunders reminds me so much of his father and how Flip used to coach.
Game 8 as head coach for Ryan. First he was interim head coach.
You're a ball boy. My ball boy personally, my dude. You went from ball kid to the coach? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Come on, man. We need some fairy tale music to come on right about now, man. Right, you're supposed to be getting teary-eyed right now. You know, Rhino's interview was a little more emotional. You know, I know I didn't like boo-hoo or nothing like that, but sitting there, you know, it's very hard talking to him, man, because I see a lot of his father into him. You know, and I used to have some deep conversations with Flip just about life itself. I can hear his father and just how he talks and how he presents himself.
You know, my mom, we had conversations, and my sisters, and we said that we weren't gonna just live our lives. We were gonna live his life too. People have sent me the videos that we have some similar tics during games, and those aren't planned by me or anything. I didn't even realize I was doing them, but I guess that just shows there's a lot of him in me, which, you know, I can honestly say is an honor.
What's next for you, man?
I want to be here now that I'm in this.
Yeah.
You know, you get a taste of it. I love these players.
Right.
I love this organization in terms of, you know, my dad, you know, went through this.
He was built for this. I really feel like certain people are perfect fits for certain things. And to see him get through all of this and go through this whirlwind and end up here, it's like a storybook ending. I'm happy for him.
That's what's up. We appreciate our man KG for going to do that. Guys, they talked about a few things. What I want to pick out is, am I too hard on Wiggins?
No, you're
That's
not.
the question.
No.
Okay, because he averaged 23.5 his year that he signed the contract. This year he's averaging 18, under 40%. I played with a guy, Spreewell, who they got the same body type. And I think when I played with Spree, he broke Wilt Chamberlain's record. He was just like Westbrook, go, 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 go. He's never had a game with 10 or more assists. You know, what is it? Is it the body language? Is it attacking?
Always tell people when certain people criticize you that don't play this game, they're criticizing you. When we criticize you, we're trying to help you.
Yep.
A lot of people also don't understand that the difference between a regular player and a great player is attitude. We all can play. We all work out. I seen the guy, Paul Pierce, which why I named him the Truth. I heard about him living in L.A., never knew who he was. But the attitude, the way he played against Kobe and all that, that's why I named him the Truth.
Yeah.
If Wiggins would just give me a little bit more attitude. He's just so nonchalant. He's talented, he can play. He had one move when he was in L.A. when he went up and he tried to throw it down. He got a block, he missed it.
But you love those type of plays, though.
That's
You
what
like
I'm
a
saying.
great player.
Attitude,
You get that done.
attitude.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when Kevin Garnett asked him the question, ain't no next year. I want All-Star here.
I'm
I
mad.
step
I'm
on the court.
killing y'all
you
till
gotta-
next year.
So, you know, a lot of these guys, like when we say something, we just hate. We're not hating because we know what the hell we talking about. You better Google us. Ain't that right? Queen Nefertiti. Queen Nefertiti.
Come on, Cleopatra, you got anything to add with that?
I want to hear you speak.
How do I follow that?
Well, let me ask you this then, because what Butler did, and if he did what he said he did, I think it's legendary to go into practice and be like, I'm with the third team, tell the GM, you need me on this wall, they some losers, and watch me win. If it happened like that, then I like that story. But if it happened like that too, and he says, I'm checking a 7-footer, what would happen if a guard tried to check you and say, I dare you to get
boxing,
the ball?
man.
You might be in jail for giving an elbow
Well,
and
I
knock
ain't
him
gonna be in jail,
unconscious.
But he would have to see the dentist.
Yeah.
Because I'm knocking all this out of his mouth.
That's what I'm saying. And so
Is that okay, Queen Nefertiti?
I didn't like that narrative.
Give it to him, Queen.
I didn't like that. I didn't like Cleopatra. I really did not like that narrative because I'm like, Towns is the man on your team. Do you see that resetting? Do you think that changes? Do you think that was the case? What do you think about these two young stars, and can they make the playoffs? Is this who you want going forward? What do you just think about?
Personally, when I was younger, I didn't like when older players said that it's a new generation. But then now that I'm older, I see that it is a new generation in the sense of everything from this point forward from when you grew up, it's not the same as what these guys have. I mean, to have access to social media, to be able to do other things where thousands, millions of people are telling you you're the man from the time you step foot on the basketball court. So I think some people handle different things. I mean, maybe his goal was to get a max contract, be drafted #1, and that's his goal.
That's a great goal.
Maybe that's his goal, and he
That's what
achieved that.
right.
And so I think Shaq is right in terms of the attitude, because the great ones have that attitude, that killer instinct that when you win a championship, you want to win another one and another one. And some people just don't have that. So whose fault is that?
Right.
If
So
you knew
maybe,
it.
so you'd rather him maybe be the third best player on the team instead of the second best player?
I think that's a franchise decision. You know, he shows you who he is all the time.
I think his problem is he's an opportunity basketball player, right? And so he floats, right? So what pisses Shaq off is he never goes and gets the ball and does anything. He always plays within the flow of the offense. He's always like hanging, lingering, and then when he goes up to do something, it surprises people because he's like, yo, where was this at, right? And so it is mentality, but it's also he has to get out of that opportunity basketball, that team, you know, like I'm playing just for the team. Your talent has to supersede the team, right? You have to take the team on your back with your talent and look for opportunities, create opportunities. That's why he had no assists, because he doesn't go and grab the ball and he doesn't take the ball to the hole to create opportunities for people. He's waiting for those things to come to him.
Yeah.
So that's my problem with him.
I can remember one time in college, and this story would always stick with me. You know, people say, oh, the only thing Shaq does, he dunks, he does this. So I'm working on my finesse game, finger rolling, and Dale Brown put me on and said, you act like you don't care. Sit your ass down. So when I look at them guys, they act like they don't care.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just how I feel. That's my opinion.
Well,
they may care, but I'm just saying, being a guy that played, I know what the look of a person who cares as.
They got to also be taught.
You have to look.
You know what I mean? You also got to be taught. And, you know, that's why you need some veterans or some people on the sideline to teach you how to be a superstar, man. And
I
so,
know who can teach you. The Queen.
Give it to him, Queen. Give it to him, Queen. You got it. We'll be back. Shaq, Baron Davis. I'm Chris Webber. I'm chilling with Queen Nefertiti.
Hey, history.
Players only, baby.
Players only.
Yeah, baby, I got it. Players only, baby. Players only, baby. Players only. All right, players only, baby. Players only, baby. This is how we do it.
Okay, guys, we know the trade deadline is right around the corner and everything's heating up. And all those great players on the desk. Candace, this question's for you. How come you're the only one that's never been traded?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I mean, Nefertiti's never been traded to another franchise.
Because she's the queen.
Is that it?
Cleopatra in this, you know?
No, I think being traded, there's a point. Oh, really? That's what we're doing? That's what we're doing? That's what we're doing?
Spinning a basketball. Queen Nefertiti?
Yes, look at the
TK, I'm gonna
Queen.
get you. I'm gonna get you, TK.
Look at the Queen.
Yeah, she a gladiator and a warrior, too.
Queen
Nefertiti.
I'm
Queen Nefertiti. Look at my man in the white shirt, though.
Yeah.
He running. Oh, man. Could y'all please show my dude on the bench again, though? Like, he up there scared, but so you ain't...
Why you laughing? Why you laughing?
Give it to him, Queen. You have to let him know. Oh, yo, you want something? You want me to call? You want me to call my people? Look at my man in the white shirt.
No.
He's still eating his popcorn.
Oh, man. Did you get kicked out that game?
I'm about to be traded.
Did you get
Here
kicked
y'all
out or
keep
suspended
messing with me.
anything?
I demanded a trade.
They didn't even do nothing to you, though, huh? Because you had that Michael Jordan status. You can't even say that, huh?
Shaq, why you laughing down there?
It's like you wanted to hit her, but you knew you couldn't.
Right,
So you had to, like, take up the space. You know, it was just,
I didn't want to go.
Get off of me.
I didn't want to go
like
overseas anymore.
It's like, you know, you
That
walk
was it.
shoulder to shoulder in the circle.
No, we need to run their fights. Come on now.
Queen. The Queen don't mess with us, baby. Players only.
Not
It's
answering.
the only show in the world. For the Queen on
Okay,
the
shoulder.
next week.
Okay.
And if you don't come back next
give me
week,
that
this
shoulder.
how we coming to look for you. Players only, baby. With the
Players
Queen.
only. How dare you touch the queen? How dare you? How dare you?